We pretty much are live now. Going on multiple streams. We are on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitch right now.
Okay.
And I don't know. Have you ever heard of Twitch before?
No, it sounds like a naughty app.
Twitch is actually it started off as a gaming website, so you would like post yourself streaming games. But now everybody posts. It's just like a YouTube channel almost. But it's live stream. So you have a Twitch channel and you can do all of your stuff live stream.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty fun. Have a cool little following on there too. So that's where we're live on as well. What's up, everybody? MuseMeTV, episode 177. I'm super lazy. I haven't fucking done anything lately. I was taking some time off. Well, I don't know. Wasn't really taking some time off, but it was just super stupid. But today in the studio, we have my friend, everyone else's friend, Tsunami. What's up, Tsunami?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm super excited to be here.
It's great because I never would have expected a drag in comedy. So because I just started too, and I don't know anything outside of that. And being introduced to you, seeing more of the stuff you guys put on and stuff. Oh my God, I've had so much fun. It's been amazing. I cannot believe the stuff I've been missing out. It took me 30 years to find all this shit.
I know, everybody's like, what the hell? Yeah. I mean, we're dudes in dresses, so you can't really take it too serious.
I mean, that's the fun part about it is it makes me feel more comfortable about myself.
Yes.
This is MuseMe Studio. We are here just literally every time I do my podcast, it's just a conversation with somebody that I really don't know and just get to know them more.
Okay.
To find out more. So you are a drag queen.
Yes.
When did you start this?
I've actually been doing drag for about 12 years. It started with a charity event, and Bunny, who's that big security bouncer at FX.
Okay.
She actually got me doing it, and at the time my name was Tsunami Rice Patty because I used to use pantyhose full of rice for boobs.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it was cool, except after I would be dancing it started to smell like a Chinese restaurant, and I was just not about that.
So it's a lot of work then.
It can be, but I can pretty much get ready in 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
But if I want to take my time, I hate some girls will take 2 hours. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm trying to do more with my time.
So we can get more doing more during this time.
So we can go meet people and stuff.
Doing drag though, I've noticed that there's been so many things too. That you guys make your own costumes. You guys the makeup is just so extravagant. I tried to do my own makeup one time. It was horrible. So then I had Anastasia do it, and she was even having trouble. She's had to refer to one of your friends to be hey, how do you do this? How do you block out this and stuff? I was it's a lot of work.
Speaking of which, how was your first experience? Because I think you did a gig.
Yeah.
Where you were able to, you and Caleb were...
I killed it. I don't care what anybody said. I literally walked in those heels like no other. I just strutted so easily. I knew what I was doing. I don't know why. I just felt so comfortable. I don't know. I'm not really too intimidated or freaked out about dressing up like a girl or anything like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't freak me out or anything. So, I mean, I'll do it all the time. I'll get me on another one of those shows. Let's have some fun. Those are always great to do. I'm taking my fucking sweet ass time trying to share this as well. That's the fun part of having the conversations.
Sweet. So I could put it on mine. Did you already tag me?
So you are now. You got 4 viewers in right now. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining. If you guys are listening, whatever platform, let us know. Also, give us a shout out. Let us know what you want us to talk about, because that's what we're here tonight for, is just to have a good conversation. You should be. I should have tagged you.
Okay, cool. I'll share it to everybody. Come talk. Come chitty chat.
This is social media at its finest, people.
Oh, I heard your cat.
He's so bad. Oh my God. I think he's just he's horny or something, because he's still pretty young, and he hasn't.
Is it a boy cat?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a little girl cat.
And he hasn't been neutered yet. He should be neutered though.
Yeah, I don't have like we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, 3 chickens, and a chinchilla.
What?
I know. Jared was like, what did he say? Because I was going to go over and he goes, our house. And I was like, don't worry about it, bro. Like, I have a whole farm.
Was it chickens?
Yeah, we have chickens. And I got chickens just because I wanted fresh eggs for working out and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, I love them. They're cute. They get along with the dogs. So they like walk around backyard with our dogs and stuff like that.
And they have like a little coop and everything.
Yeah. So they stay in the coop at night. And then during the day, we kind of let them out. So they kind of like go everywhere. There's like chicken poop everywhere, though. Kind of gross. Well,
obviously you have it in a backyard. Like, it's not like you're in a...
But it's supposed to be good. Like, it's supposed to be good for like plants and stuff.
Oh, the poop. Yeah.
But and then they like eat anything. So we'll feed our dogs, and then they'll come and start eating the dog food.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking that I've probably had dog food in my eggs and my protein shakes before.
Well, whatever minerals and whatever proteins and supplements are in dog food are now in the egg that Tsunami consumed.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I screwed up my ankle, because I wasn't getting enough proper human minerals.
Oh, man. That's so crazy, too. Oh, my God. I'm so glad you brought that up. Spartan Training? What the fuck? Oh my God. Like, that is extreme. It's not like, let me just do a little triathlon or a small little sprint somewhere. No, this is Spartan Training.
Yeah.
The name just scares me.
Yeah, like my last race was in California, so I think that was a week and a half ago.
Okay.
And it was a 21K. It was a beast. Represented Albuquerque. And I ended up rolling my ankle on mile like 9-10. So I ended up having to hobble the last 3 to 4 miles because I was like, I've already came this much, like. Sorry, that sounds awful. I've already like conquered all of this like mileage, and I'm not gonna give up. And they were like, "Do you want the medic to come?" And I'm like, "No." And then some girl was on the race, and she was making fun of how I was walking, and so she just gave me some codeine. So it was great.
It all worked out.
It all worked out. I know I was super nervous last night because we had our gig last night. Which thank you, by the way. That was amazing to have you there.
Yeah, that was fun. I got upstaged by Zach. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay, laugh about it now. It's okay. That's what I do it for. But I thought it was so funny too, because like I heard he's done it before, but he wasn't talking about it. So I was like, whatever. I've done it so many times at drag shows, so I'm just gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And guess who did it? Zach
did it.
Guess who Zach is? He's a superhero from Marvel Comics, people. He has a body like Chris Evans. It's horrible.
Yeah, he's like the Hispanic Chris Evans, like the Buruqueño of Chris Evans.
Yeah, they would call him like Captain Latino. I don't know.
And he's like super flexible. I was like, oh, he's like spinning on his head and shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I hate you. Like, I'm trying to train for Spartan, but I can't look like that.
Yeah, that's just so crazy too. I'm just like, what is going on? It's just it's a more fit community than I thought.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But Spartan Training, what got you into that?
So I used to do a lot of weight training with my gym, Bricks Fitness, and then they did like strength training, and I was like, I want something else more.
Okay.
So we did our first race in Vegas, and normally, I like to party, so normally when we do our races, we're pretty much hungover, and it's like, this time I wasn't hungover, which I'm like, maybe if I was hungover, I would have been like more relaxed.
Right. It would have been smooth sailing.
Yeah. But it was cool because it was like one of those things that, you run and then you have to strength train for it because you have to do all these crazy obstacles and carry all kinds of weight. And we just kind of did it and it worked out. And I was like, this is kind of fun. Like, might as well just try it.
Okay. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, but, okay, I think I'm jumping way too many places right now, but
you're fine.
Well, that's what I'm here to. That's what we're here to do. But are you even from here?
No, I'm actually from the Philippines, and I actually have my passport. You want to see it?
You do?
I actually have an actual Philippine passport, guys. I'm not. That's why that's part of my stick whenever I ask people's credit score and stuff, because I'm trying to look for citizenship.
Okay.
That way, so I don't get deported. And that's also another thing too. See, like passport, Philippine passport.
Interesting. Philippines.
It's the Philippines.
So when did you come here then? Okay, wait. How old are you then?
Oh my God, a lady never shows her age, but I will be 39 in August.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you look better than I do.
And everybody freaks out because like they're all, you look so young. And I'm like, it's because of the rice, you know, like
The workouts and
The
the
workouts.
being healthy and just blame it on culture, even though it's so many other things.
Well, if you think about it, so like what's cool about being a minority is that we age, like any minority ages really, really well.
Yeah.
And then there comes a point where that one age hits and then we're just like all downhill where we're hunchback and stuff like that.
Don't say that. Because I'm going to be 32 and like
You don't even look 32. It's because you're a minority.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, hopefully this stays until I'm like 50,
Right?
79.
No, like I feel bad for white people because they age horrible. No offense to like white people out there. We love you guys most of the time. But you know
The
it's
thoughts
true.
and concerns that are no, I'm just kidding. White people. My friend Corey Herrera has a funny joke where he talks about white people is like we all should have one.
Oh yeah.
So he's a funny guy. I like him. So the comedy thing too. Wait, no, I'm jumping again. So you're from the Philippines.
Yes.
And you came here
In 1985, and I
85?
haven't been back since.
in 85.
Yeah.
How old were you?
So I was 2.
2 years old, and you came to the United States.
Yeah.
Here to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Really? Out of this whole place?
I know. Well, my uncle was in the military, and so he got us out of the Philippines. I think that was when that evil dictator lady, Imelda Marcos,
Okay.
with the shoes was like terrorizing the Philippines. Yeah, she has like all these shoes, but she would like the Philippines is crazy. Like during COVID, like in America, we were able to go out and people would just give you dirty looks, and we had like the whole Karen incident, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the Philippines, like you had a pass, and if you were out, you could get shot and killed.
But you had a pass though.
Well, if you like weren't within your time frame, so you were only allowed like 2 hours out of the day per family member to go out of the house.
Okay.
Which is like crazy to me.
Well, there's so many things about other countries that always like I'm just like wow, like
Yeah.
I'm kind of like happy that I live here, like that right there. That sounds so bad.
Like I'm not gonna get hanged for going to the grocery store like this. I might get like looks or whatever, but at least I won't get like stoned or anything.
That's crazy, and it's recent during COVID. That's
I know.
Like, it's not like it's like oh yeah, that was back in the 70s. Like that happened just probably last week. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. So coming here, New Mexico this whole time, like
New Mexico. Yeah.
being in New Mexico, like what made you become or be Tsunami Couture? Who is Tsunami Couture? Tell us about this. Tell us. We all want to know.
So Tsunami's a like charity queen. She's very giving. Like I'm more of a look and performance based queen. Like I'm not super creative when it comes to like outfits, but I am very creative when it comes to like an event or function.
Okay.
And then just kind of executing that. I also am the pageant, like the promoter for New Mexico, Miss Gay New Mexico US of A newcomer.
Okay.
So like I like to take new talent and kind of like give them a chance to kind of, you know, like see what they got and give them the opportunity. But as a performer, it's just like the name that calls it, Tsunami. She's just a big powerful wave that comes in and just messes up everything, or like is just everybody's like, oh my God. Like my tagline is, you better watch out, a tsunami's coming, so you better head for higher ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you should wash away all the filth.
I'm all filth, get out.
Yeah, like literally we need new growth, and that's what we have Tsunami for. Like
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool because like I loved getting into comedy because I was nervous. And it was actually suggested because I do a lot of hosting.
okay.
So like my crowd work and everything like that is my strong point because I'm cool. Like I'll talk to anybody, and I think it's more empowering.
And you'll say
being
anything
Tsunami.
too.
Yeah.
You want to? Okay, this is the first time we saw you on stage. I think it was at Rebel. I think that was the first time we saw you.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but you went up there and we were just like, "What is going on right now?" And you just kept saying, "Bitch." you were just calling everyone a bitch, and I was just like, what is going on right now? It was so crazy, but to see how much guts and how much just like you're like, I don't give a fuck, I'm just going up there to do this. That's so awesome. Like there's still some like I still kind of get up there and I'm just like so doubtful of myself, and I'm just like, come on, hell, you got this. And then it's just like, so that's sick.
It was like, I remember that because there was a guy that was in the bathroom when I was like changing and getting ready. And then the dude like tried to call me out on stage. He had said something about, oh, how big is your dick? Like super inappropriate. And I was like, okay. And everybody was like, oh my God, just to see what I was going to say. So I kind of came back like, bro, you should have known. Like you were in the bathroom trying to peek and look at it, all confused and shit.
In the bathroom. Like you could have been anywhere else.
Yeah.
Been harder. That's so crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of look at everything as just like, life is too short. You know, you got to laugh about stuff. And that's kind of just how I am when it comes to comedy and drag.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. When did you get into the scene here in Albuquerque? Like, what kind of scene? Like, I didn't even know there was a scene till I met you. Like, what? Like, how did it even all start? Like,
I love the Albuquerque drag scene. Like, the girls here and the entertainers is a very close-knit family. I like the variety that we have. No, Albuquerque is really known for people that go for like the female illusion. Okay. So when I first started, it was about let's get your makeup and let's make sure that everything, you know, is blended. And then I kind of mastered like a 30-minute face. But I love Albuquerque because we have a variety of entertainers that do really good makeup to really great concepts when it comes to costumes. And then like out of this world concepts, like their makeup, they use prosthetics, they use like crazy ass like mirrors on their faces, stuff that I can't really do. Yeah. But I admire them because they go out and do that. So anybody that comes out, and even though it's their first time, I'm always like, you know, it takes guts to just go out there and do that. But I mean, there are, you know, rivalries and stuff like that. Like you have people that are on set cast.
No.
But what's good about it is like everybody really truly supports each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like the comedy thing.
Yes.
There is like cliques and like all gangy and stuff like that. But I mean, all in all, we all know we're here for the same thing.
Exactly.
Like you've noticed that, right? I
mean, there's been a couple situations that have been brought to my attention when, you know, there were certain people, you know, in certain events and stuff, and they were concerned about other people. And I'm like, you know what? To me, it's like, it's a high school thing. So I'm not going to let somebody affect if I want to go do something. Okay. So I respect people's decision whenever they have to back out because, you know, they have that history with that person. I thankfully haven't had any drama or any type of situation where I've had to like, you know, cut people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I don't think I'm going to really have that. And then, I mean, I think like as long as you're comfortable with yourself and you know who you are as a person, you can react to certain things. You know, like
even if it is whatever ill talk.
Yeah, I mean,
talk,
there was an incident once that kind of it shook me to my core. Was when we do have a Filipino association here, and I remember I was hosting a event.
Is that just the Philippine?
Yeah.
Or it's not connected with the Asian?
They kind of cross over, but it's like it's called the Filipino American Association of New Mexico.
Okay.
And I was involved with them prior to drag when I used to do like Filipino dances and stuff like that, which I thought was crazy growing up. But looking back at it, I'm happy because I had to wear like coconuts and shit and do all this stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. And there was an incident where I was actually hosting a Christmas party. And then I had a show afterwards. And so I got approval prior from the board about, hey, you know, I'm going to be in drag. Is that going to be okay? And normally, like, when I do come out in drag, it's very, like, short skirt, legs, because I work hard for that. Yeah. But I knew that
you really do. I love how you mentioned that. I love it.
But it was, like, a formal event, and so I wore, like, a full-length gown, and I was, like, super formal. But people were just, you know, uncomfortable because they had kids and stuff like that, and they just weren't ready to have that conversation, which I understand. Mm-hmm. But it was a lot of backlash, more backlash than I thought that was needed. And so like people were like, oh, well, we want a refund or we want to do this. Like I got like letters from the board. And so like the thing was, is I just told them, I was like, you know, it's fine that you guys don't approve of, the lifestyle choice or whatever you want to describe it as. But it's not okay, because if you have your child that wants to do something like that or is exposed to it, like, it's an important conversation to have.
Yeah.
And what I got from what they were saying was that it's okay. We're not saying that it's not okay, but it's not okay for you to act like that in public, but it's okay for in private, which to me doesn't make sense, because it's like, what kind of secrets do you keep in-house versus out of the house is going to help somebody grow? And that's how, like, people and families get, like, those pains or whatever, like, they get that trauma.
Yeah, like, so there's so many miscommunication.
Yes.
Or no one's talking, or they just don't.
They're not talking about it.
They don't understand.
Exactly. So I kind of held it from my mom, and then when, like, they all found out, it was like a big old thing. But the good thing about it was a conversation that needed to be had, and so the board had a conversation about it. Then they had to have a conversation about it in the Filipino community, because there isn't a lot of Filipino drag queens or comedians in Albuquerque. I think I'm like the only one.
Filipino comedian, drag queen. Both?
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Filipinos are so funny. Like,
and I know so many too. I know so many, but like most of them are like nurses or something like that. Like,
yeah.
That's how they get, like, that's how I met, was first introduced when I first worked at a nursing home. Mostly everyone that was training or that came through was a Filipino or like some kind of Mexican descent.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is going on here? That's crazy. Because, like, again, they have great conversations, so funny. Like, some of the best people there were the minorities.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone else, like, you'll deal with the white grumpy lady who's just like, I have to give this medication out. I've been doing this for 50 years. But you see these young incomers where they're just like, I'm here to help these people and yet show them a good time. And that was always so uplifting to see.
And their accent's funny. It's like, let's see if I can do it. Elevate your beat. I am here to help you.
Beat.
Because they can't pronounce, I think it's the F. They can't pronounce the F, so they call it beat.
Okay.
Like with a P. And I would always make fun of my mom, because she'd be like, instead of saying I'm so pissed off, she's like, I'm so fist off. And I'm like, who are you trying to fist, Mom? That's super inappropriate.
So, like, growing up, you didn't really learn anything from, like, the Philippines at all?
I knew about the culture, but I didn't know, like, the language.
Okay.
So that's something that I kind of wish that I kind of focused more on, is about the language. But I knew about, like, the national dance, like the Tinikling. I knew where I came from. But I didn't really have a strong connection. Because I've never really, like, met any of my relatives or anything like that back in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any of your relatives here besides your immediate parents?
I have my cousin, who you might know, Justin Lebong. He's like a big gamer. He's like a big DD Dance Revolution.
Really?
Yeah, he's done like that. He's actually friends with Christina, who's the girl with like this red bright hair, who's the makeup artist. Okay. She knows Anastasia and Jared, so I think they might know them, and you probably might know him as well. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like him and then my brother Julian, and that's it.
Do you keep in contact with any of your families in there?
They live in the Heights, and then I'm like way up on the west side. So I mean, I got to see my parents for a little bit for Christmas. And they were there last night too. She was like the little short Asian lady with the glasses. All Filipinos after like 50 look all the same.
Yeah. Like
a bowl cut with the glasses.
I'm trying to think of an old Filipino lady with the bowl cut and glasses.
Just like Google it and you'll see.
They don't have curly hair or nothing? Like,
no. It was hilarious because one of their drag queen friends saw a picture of like the family, and she goes, bitch, every time I look at your photos with your family, it's like, where is Waldo? Because you guys all look the same.
I cannot find a difference right now. That's crazy. I don't know what doing drag and all the stuff you have done, like, what is some big moments and some big events that you've done in your drag career, like, or anything? Like, you were even featured on a roast battle, pretty crazy, fast, and
oh my god, that was crazy! I was not prepared for that roast,
how fun
bro.
Was that? Like, you've done some cool stuff already. Like, what is some big achievements and you think you've done in the drag?
So with drag, it would have been the United Court of the Sandias. So that really helped me solidify my like me as an individual, as like a leader, because at that point we were kind of like survival mode. And so the cool thing about that was I got to be an empress, which is like the public figurehead over the organization. And we raised, I think it was like $25,000 in a year that we got to give back to the community. And then that's how I kind of introduced a lot of the girls now, like Chloe, Jackson, a lot of drag queens now that are like really into the scene.
Okay.
And then also the Albuquerque Funny Fiesta. That was really cool to be the first drag queen Filipino comic that was featured as a performer.
Nice.
Just, I don't know, like just to travel and stuff like that is amazing. That's what I've been able to do with drag.
Okay, I gotta say this because like I'm reading some of these questions.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, tell me all the types of drag there are.
Oh, there's a lot of type of drag. Like you have androgyny drag, there's boy drag.
Okay.
Androgyny is like very gender fluid.
Okay.
Boy drag is guy or trans male entertainers or trans female entertainers that dress up like as men.
Okay. Like very like
it's like a go-go boy but with like really good glitter is what it reminds me of.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they also have like people that sing. God, there's like all kinds. There's a variety.
Yeah, because like I'm seeing it and it's just like, which type do you not like and why? I'm just like, wait, what? Why would you not like I'm pretty sure they're all kind of cool and stuff, but there's stuff that you probably just don't work with the most, right?
Yeah.
Like again, you were talking about costume building or something like that.
Yeah, that's like not something that's my strong point. But I mean, are those questions that people are asking?
Yeah, no.
Do we have any questions?
We had a few people on now, but now I only have 2 people watching.
Oh, hey guys.
But no, again, these are all the questions that I'm like reading through where I'm just like,
oh yeah,
is this really the question? Because again, being introduced to the drag was only this year. Like anything else that I know about drag is just what's on TV.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's like the bare minimum. Like I guess you could say like 80s rock bands in like the 80s, like Twisted Sister and like Motley Crue and stuff, like the way they dress and stuff, they get referred to as like drag stars and stuff like that because what they did and stuff like that. So I didn't know about this whole community, and then now there's the types of drags, and what type don't you like? Like that's crazy. But again, like you said, there's performers, there's people that dress in certain styles, there's people that work more with costumes, people that do great makeup, they mash them all together, event coordinators, like there's a lot of things that go into drag.
Oh my god, yeah. I don't think I don't like I don't have a specific type of drag that I don't like, because I appreciate all forms of the different aspect that it has to offer.
Okay.
But people that I guess could rub me the wrong way are like prima donnas or people that feel entitled. And it's like, if you want to change something, go out there and do it. Like that's always been my motto. Like if because when I first started, I wasn't always getting booked and stuff like that either. I just had to kind of go out and do my own, and that was the same thing with like comedy too.
Just go out there and do it yourself.
Like doing the open mics, and I think that's really important because that's how you get to test your audience and kind of get to network. And so that's what kind of helped me then like go into doing all the stuff that I'm doing now, which I love. I'm like, oh my God, it kind of creeped me out that the comedians weren't necessarily like getting paid like for your guys' stage time and stuff like that.
That's not a thing. That is not a thing.
I was like, wait, what?
And that's crazy too. Again, I've only been into comedy. This will probably be my 3rd year now.
Yeah.
But before that, I was like a musician, and I played like at the local bars, and I had a pretty good band for a while. But it's kind of the same thing. Like, you're trying to get booked on gigs. You're trying to like find a venue to play these gigs and stuff. And then I see it the same way in drag too. I was like, holy shit, that's so crazy how they all kind of connect together because they're all an entertainment thing. It's all just a great big entertainment, whatever. Doesn't matter what kind of entertainment, you have to find a place to perform it at and to do it. Like, that's so.
We should have like an entertainment battle.
What do you mean?
Like that'd be really cool to have like a battle of the bands, but they would have to get made over by drag queens and like switch roles or whatever, or do some kind of like makeup or costume. And then the drag queens would have to either sing or do like an instrument or something like that, or tell jokes or something, or the comedians would have to be like the musician or something like that, or the drag queens.
I think if anything, you should probably try to find people that do both of the two and put them against each other. So like a good costume dragger and a good costume that do drag queen.
Oh yeah.
Then put them together and see who wins that, and then a comedian and a comedian, and a singer and a singer, and then as the night goes on, it's just like, all right, it's the juggler versus the juggler. But you have these battles of people that are good at their thing, because I could imagine me trying to go in and being like, hey, Angel, now you have to go and do the splits and do a Zacabeta routine, and I'm just like, wait, what? Can we not just can we just not play guitar or something? Like,
we should have had Zacabeta battle Divine, the drag queen that was like, she was I was like, this girl is super flexible. That would have been amazing. That would have been an amazing battle.
Yeah, see, at least there's that's an idea. I like how you like kind of come up with these event ideas too.
Oh, dude, there was one time that I did an event at the old Sidewinders where we had to lube wrestle.
What?
Yeah.
What? 2
drag queens lube wrestling is the most difficult. And
was there any weight class involved? Was there?
No. So
Tsunami's taking everybody out. That's for sure.
I actually I lost my match because the girl I was going against is my counterpart for from Arizona.
Okay.
And she was like, God, who's like royal size?
What?
Yeah, like Royal and Steph size.
Okay.
And she I was like, girl, I'm not trying to fight with you. And we ended up breaking the pool, and so like all the lube fell over everywhere. It was like slippery. It was disgusting. It was like if you could imagine giving birth and all of that fluid with our makeup running down our faces. That's what it looked like.
Only at Sidewinders, people. And I bet you it was the best event of the night.
Oh my God, yeah. And then the guys that came out, because we were like, okay, guys, you guys can sign up, and we're doing like a little cash prize, but we had them change into like white Andrew Christian underwears.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and then the girls too.
Oh, really?
There was some girl on girl action.
That's cool.
So yeah, and then everything's slippery, so things can pop out.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, stop, hang on. But yeah, it was fun. It was probably one of the most successful events that I've actually been able to coordinate.
Okay.
Where everybody had a good time. Nice. That's what I like to do. That's like my thing is like getting events where people, both performers and the audience, is engaged, and like everybody just leaves happy.
Just as long as the show had a good show.
Yeah.
That's always the best part too. Is like you don't want to leave your audience unsatisfied.
Yeah.
That would suck. I would hate that.
Like an ex. Yeah, that's awful. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't. You can speak for yourself. But I mean,
you're all. Wait a minute.
I'm pretty sure I am a pretty good ex. So I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I'm horrible. I'm not even trying to make fun of myself. I don't know.
How do I see this like on my actual phone?
What do you mean?
Like if I wanted to see it live, do I go to my thing? Wait, hang on.
If it's yeah, because I tagged you.
Oh, it's right there. Okay, let's see. Let's share this with some more groups. We'll do. See.
Hope everyone's having a good night. I do have 2 viewers. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you are doing. If you have a topic or something we can talk about.
Oh, who is it? Do we know them?
No, they don't say. Yeah, see, there I am again.
Oh, wow.
You hear me right up.
It's like delayed though, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Daniel J, what is up? Hello. Daniel J said hi.
Hi, Daniel J.
Thank you for joining. Give us a topic. If not, I'm just going to ask her about aliens.
Sorry, I'm sharing out to all these different pages so that way we can get more people. Can I do this in Messenger, right? It'll share it to Messenger too.
I think so. You should be able to.
Okay, send in Messenger.
You see that? Tsunami is spamming my page. I feel like I interrupt people when I do that. I'm like,
I don't. Well, I'm in all these group messages, and so it's good to kind of like, okay, let's see, DN.
Let them all just go through.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm like,
you for
hey
joining.
guys, come check it out.
They are curious about your opinion on aliens. We need to know. We need to know.
We need to know what the T is. Okay, Bricks Fan Club. That's like the fitness thing.
Thank you for the share. I appreciate it. Yes, awesome.
Are they sharing us?
Daniel said I am sharing in Socia. So see us now. See us now.
Oh, Susie. Oh, Daniel. I love her. That's Daniel Romero.
Yeah.
She had an event the same night that we did.
That yesterday?
No, with our roast battle.
Oh.
Oh my God. That was like, it was interesting because we just did not know what what was gonna happen with like the whole suicide roast battle thing.
Oh, the like.
Yeah,
picking.
I love like our team totally killed it, bro.
And we were so confused too because like the end of the night, like me and Sam were just like, I think we're going against each other. I don't know if we're going against each other. And then I guess that the person he was supposed to go against kind of like, well, they didn't have enough people on their team.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So what happened was one of our team members had to drop. And then so we were short somebody, and so Sam ended up was going to do a set for who was it, Mulkey, I believe, because Mulkey had another event, and then because you were going to go against Tyler.
Well, it was supposed to be random.
Yeah, it was supposed to be random. But we were like, okay, we're going to have to save Tyler and Angel because I don't know what time they're going to be here.
Yeah.
But we actually ended up running over because we were supposed to be done by like 11. But it was already 12 and the bar was still packed. And I was like, hey, is it okay? And they're like, yeah, just whatever.
That's cool. That's always fun when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
Because you can have bartenders and
that was a good venue. I like that venue.
The Social Club, I like the stage and stuff too. It looks pretty
It's like
dope.
an official stage.
It's fun. It really is fun. It's an opening area.
Yeah.
Everyone's inviting and stuff too. It was funny because Sam was complaining that people were talking. I'm just like, well, it's a bar. We're having fun.
Oh, during like the set and stuff.
Like I mean.
Okay, so So that's another thing that I always want the comedians to not be afraid to do is call a bitch out. I will call somebody out like if they're talking during my set or if somebody comes in late. I'm like, oh no, bitch. Like, you knew what time this shit started.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah. And then it leads into like the jokes or whatever.
But again, you're really good at off the cuff kind of stuff. That's actually
so stand up is hard though. Like people, when I first started, you guys had talked about, and I think I reached out to you guys about it, about like writing jokes and actually sitting there and writing in a binder. And I had started studying all these YouTube videos and I started writing stuff down and I'm like, when I started testing it, it wasn't as funny because it was so structured.
Okay.
And so I was like, I kind of do better on the cuff. So what I've learned is if I write stuff and have like a bunch of topics, I can kind of bring that up. It's like kind of like a Rolodex in my head.
Yeah, it's more of like a just like a bullet point. Something to start talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like one of those things, like if I in a room full of say like straight folks.
What, straight white men?
Yeah. That have never been to a drag show, say like the KKK or something like that.
Exactly.
They probably would not find any of it funny.
But you can find some funny in it.
I would probably make fun of myself or be like, so. And I actually dated a guy that was like,
don't say that.
KK.
What?
Yeah, I had asked him. I was like, so, would you have like shot me or something? And he was like, honestly, I just probably wouldn't have talked to you. And I'm like, well, you're talking to me now, bitch. Like,
but you dated him?
It wasn't like an official date. Like, we didn't like officially date, but we were kind of talking.
Okay.
And I was just like, you're kind of like a douchebag.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, I mean, KKK.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was like, oh well, your loss.
That's crazy. Can't believe that. So yeah, Daniel wants to know about those aliens.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Daniel, what questions do you have, babe?
No, was that Tony McGray? No aliens, she runs over. I don't get that. It sounds like a racist joke. You can't say that here. Just kidding.
Oh, like I'm a fucking immigrant? Is that what he meant?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It just says no aliens, she runs over.
Oh,
I don't get.
I don't get it either.
Sometimes some of these comments and stuff are like
Confusing.
and I'm a little dyslexic too, so I like read a comment one time, and then like the guy next to me was just like, dude, that's not what it says at all, and I was just like, what, are you serious? I just made myself look stupid again. It's horrible. So I don't know, here in New Mexico, have you done any out of state drags?
Yeah, I actually got to perform in Hawaii one time at one of the clubs out there.
Okay.
And then I also have performed like in different venues. Like I've performed in Vegas.
Is it kind of like comedy where you do guest spots, or you're just like, hey, I'm in town, does anybody have a show I can pop in?
It is kind of like that. It's also one of those things like you network and then see like, hey, do you guys have an open spot, or and then they kind of like see your Facebook, they'll troll it and then be like, yeah, girl, this is what it is. When I was first starting it, just like with comedy, I didn't expect to get paid because I just wanted the opportunity, because I was like, oh, this is amazing, I get to do it outside of Albuquerque and kind of see. And then it just started building from there. A lot of the out-of-state stuff was more with the court whenever I was like the Empress, because I got to tour a lot.
Oh, okay.
And then like kind of get ideas of how they did fundraising. And so they usually have within their weekend where you can perform at like all of their different bars and stuff like that.
Okay, that's actually pretty
So
cool.
I was like, okay, this is fun.
Speaking of the Empress, how does that hierarchy work? Like, there's the hierarchy of everyone that gets elected and the role you play and what happens when you're in that role.
Okay. So the community votes on your public figureheads, which is the emperor, the empress, there's an emprex. So it's like a non-binary if they're going to be running as non-binary.
Okay.
And they basically have a set of people throughout their line that kind of help fundraise and put all of the programs that they want together. And then it's just like it gives back to the community. I think it's a good organization because it teaches you leadership. It also teaches you like how to manage people, because they're big projects. Like a big project that they're doing right now is the holiday drive, where they're collecting baskets for food, like turkeys, dinner. So it's like Thanksgiving they just had. They're doing Christmas. And the goal that's always been like 100 to 150 families. So they'll like usually take those families and they partner with all these different organizations and take them like shopping. For my year, what we did was we met at the Walmart, and this was of course prior COVID, and we would surprise like the parents. So it was people that were like low income, and we would give them like $100, and we're like, hey, so this is going to be for your kid. They got to go and like buy stuff for their kids, and it was stuff like I didn't think was like super special because I took it for granted, like socks and underwear, shirts, you know, instead of toys. And then we would give them cash on top of that and be like, okay, now it's time for you. And when I would see like people's reaction, that's what validated doing drag and being able to do all this stuff for me, because it's like I'm doing it for other people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just like giving back more.
Yeah. And that was a thing too. That's why I don't take drag so serious. And I think some people might think it's like lazy, but it's just kind of my stick, is because I know what I do and I'm good at it. And like people laugh at it, people have a good time. And that's what matters to me. Like I don't have to be like the most creative person when it comes to like outfits and stuff like that, because this is just how I am.
So when you go into the drag scene, are you supposed to be like trying to be a master at all these different types?
It doesn't hurt, but you have like certain drag queens that excel at specific things. Okay. Like a lot of the entertainers like at FX for their Fierce Friday shows are really, really polished when it comes to like their makeup and their specific look. For example, Violet is like this amazing makeup artist, and she always comes up with these like stellar looks that is all like cohesive and it just looks good.
It all goes together.
Yeah. Like I'm like, oh, that's like something that should be like in a magazine or in a runway, where I'm just like, I am showing off leg and trying to get a U.S. citizenship.
And showing off.
Trying to make sure that I can boost my credit.
Just getting the American dream.
The American dream. Yeah. That's how I kind of describe my drag, as like a lady boy realness.
Just trying
with really good legs.
A small town boy.
Small town boy from the Philippines.
Where in New Mexico have you lived this whole time?
In the Heights.
Like just in Albuquerque?
Yeah.
You've never been, like, you never lived in, like, anywhere else, like Santa Fe or Taos or anything like that?
Oh, no, girl. I could not survive the wilderness.
Don't tell me about it.
Oh, my God, no. I would, if I could live somewhere else, it'd probably be, like, Hawaii or somewhere with the beach.
Warm. You like the hot.
Yes, I hate cold weather.
But it looks cool.
What?
Right? Wouldn't you like be inside a nice toasty fire?
No.
Seeing the winter snow just fall, but you're not freezing. You get it like, the window, nice snow, hot chocolate. You got a onesie on.
You're really trying to paint this like winter wonderland.
How would you? Okay. Not at all. No.
I hate cold weather. I just don't like it.
Oh man.
Yeah. I hate because it's like too much laundry and then you have to wear layers. And then when you get hot, you have to take off the layers. And then you get cold and you have to put them back on.
Yeah.
It's just so much. Like I would just rather be in shorts. Just walk around the whole time.
It's not that bad. I mean,
yeah.
I kind of like it. I don't like the cold, but I do like the aesthetics and how it looks and stuff. So I'm just like, wow, at all, that's.
Yeah.
But I lived up north for a while. I used to live up in in the Taos area.
Oh, so you're a norteño.
They call me a northern New Mexico boy. But my dad's a straight Mexican. Like he's from Mexico. So my mom is like a Chicana.
Yeah.
And she's the one that's from here that knows English and all this stuff. And then she hooked up with my dad, who's a illegal alien who came from Mexico. And then they had me.
Is your dad legal now?
Yeah.
Like they're married?
Yeah.
See, I need to do that. So guys, if you're out there and you need like a little Asian girl like me, slide into the DMs.
Fit, funny, very organized. Wait, you're organized, right?
Most of the time. It depends who you ask.
Yeah, I don't want to go into your bathroom. It's just like, whoa!
Oh my God.
There's sometimes where it's like really bad. Like I'm just like, you're a girl and it's like this?
Oh, no. I can't have that. No. Like if we have company over, the bathroom is fairly clean, but I only have, it's like me, Luis, and then we have one roommate and it's like a 4-bedroom house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the roommate has his own bathroom.
With chickens.
Yeah, with chickens. I know. Everybody's like, you have like a whole farm. I even told like the honey, I was like, maybe we should get also like a llama and like maybe a little piglet would be cute because the pigs will eat everything. So like.
The pigs don't stay small.
Well, that's if you keep feeding it.
What are they going to do?
They have like miniature pigs.
But
like,
they get big still.
Yeah, but they would get big, but it would be like as big as like
my
the
dog,
piglet.
like my dog.
No, I don't think it would be that. Unless they're like overeating.
They're pigs! I mean, what do they do?
Or maybe I could get a boar.
Well, see that...
oh my God, your face right now is like you're so stressed out. Like
I've always contemplated, like, if you get a pig, doesn't it grow? Like, even if it's a potbelly pig. Like, even if it's a little miniature pig, like, doesn't it go to a size where it's not a baby? It's going to be a pig, like a mini pig is going to be a pig as big as, like, my dog or something.
I mean, if it gets that big, that's fine because I think, like, it would be cute to, like, cuddle with.
There are people that have really big pigs that run through the house and stuff, so
yeah.
I don't see it being that bad.
I always wanted to get, like, a mancoon, like those giant cats.
A mancoon?
Yeah.
What? I've never heard of this.
You're going to have to like Google it and see. They're giant cats. They're super fluffy. I don't like small dogs. I don't like small things.
Like that?
Yeah. Look at how big that is. It's huge.
A mancoon.
It's like the size of that girl.
That thing is like genetically modified. That's horrible.
And I think they were bred for a specific reason, but I don't remember. I think they came from Ireland or England or something.
Interesting. I like Bengal cats. You know what a Bengal cat is?
Oh yeah, those are really pretty.
They have like cheetah print on them. They're really nice.
The things that freak me out are like those really like hairless cats and hairless dogs.
Hairless dog. Okay.
Like the ones that look like they're starved.
Like a Georgia bloodhound or something, right?
I can't do that.
They have like very little hair or none at all. I'm not too sure.
Are the ones that are like no hair and then like they leave the hair right here and they look like a gremlin?
But you have little animals though, like a chinchilla.
Yeah, but the chinchilla is different. It's like soft. It's like a giant bunny rabbit.
It's a chihuahua.
But it's like stays in its cage.
Does it make noise? I've never done
it. Does it like goes like that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know what a chinchilla. Like I've seen them, but I don't like.
They're super soft and like it's kind of cute because it has like little hands, and so sometimes I'll like put out my hand and it'll like nibble my nail polish.
Just like I need to get high.
I know. I'm like okay, and then like it'll like it has trust issues. Like they're super like very like scared and uptight.
Skittish and stuff like that. How old are they?
I think the chinchilla is 3. I got it from that's where I got a lot of my animals is from coworkers. So I got the chinchilla from a coworker, and then I got
the chickens from a coworker.
Well, that was from a neighbor, like a friend. He actually had chickens, and I was like, "Oh yeah, let's see." And then I told Luis, and then I said, "Hey, so I just bought chickens." I was like, "You need to go and pick a house."
We need to go get a chicken coop now.
Yeah. So he went and got it. But it was cute because like they were like small little chicks, and now they're starting to get big.
Okay.
But they follow me around like I'm the mom.
Well, I mean, you took them from birth, right? Or small little babies?
When they're like little, yeah.
Little
it just freaked me out because like the horror stories that I was hearing because he was getting them shipped, and like he was saying like one time he got a box and they were all dead, and I'm like, that would be so traumatizing, like see little baby chicks dead. And then I feel bad sometimes because like I'll be eating chicken nuggets
and you're reminded of that,
and then they're like sitting there looking at me and looking up at me like this, and I'm like, oh my god, stop.
I'm so confused. So wait, being a Spartan training champion, like a Spartan trainer, you eat chicken nuggets?
Yeah,
but chicken nuggets are bad.
They are bad. I eat burgers and stuff like that. So I work out to like eat, bro. Like you don't even know. Like ice cream is like the worst. So I'm like excited because I do want to do a show where like we have like a giant potluck.
Okay.
Like I literally put the buff in buffet.
I'm about that.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those skinny fat
My
boys.
Third world hunger comes out when I go to the buffet.
You're like, I want everything here.
Everybody hates it. They're like, girl, are you down? I'm like, no, bitch.
I want one of everything. Please.
I'm like, I need to eat as much as possible. I mean, now that I've started to actually train, though, I'm a little bit more conscious. But I do slip up and be like, okay, I had a burger, chicken nuggets, or like Bob's Burgers, so I need to go and do an extra workout today.
I'm just talking shit. Like I think I ate pizza 3 days in a row, so you're good. I mean,
yeah, but your metabolism is gonna catch up to you. Watch, because I used to be like skinny like you, super skinny.
Get this close up on these arms, baby. Yeah, let me tell you. Do I have to take off my shirt again?
Oh my god,
I'm no Zach, but let me tell you, I got a 6-pack, baby.
Oh Lord,
it's some funny shit. But I get it. I don't know. I'm just this is how I rant on my show, okay?
I love it.
I love how you always keep avoiding my alien question, too.
Oh, what's your question about aliens?
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I do believe in resident aliens. Absolutely. I'm one of them.
Oh, okay. I like that. Do you believe in extraterrestrial aliens?
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we're the only ones out there.
Are you kind of religious or was born religious?
I'm not like super religious. I do believe like in higher divinity or power, but I don't believe that, like you have to do specific things. Like I think if you're a good person, that's what you're going to put out there and that's what you're going to get.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, some of these religions that are organized about
it's all about white people.
Sugar, you're going to hell if you drink coffee.
Well, see, that's what I don't like is how there is one religion that's got subdivided so many times.
Yeah.
So like Catholicism, the Mormons, the Jehovah's, the Judaism, like they all base themselves off the same stories.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it.
And it's just like, it's crazy to me because if you think about it, we take for faith what's written like in the book or whatever. And then also like we take what people say on the news. Like it's just like we depend on this information that's all hearsay for truth.
Yeah.
When we've never actually experienced or seen it. So that's I'm like, it is what it is.
Do you know like any of the Philippine like their lore and like what is the religion and
Very Catholic based.
really?
Yeah.
They're not. See, this is the thing. Like when I think of like an Asian culture, I'm thinking of like something like how like the Japanese believe or like even Native Americans and stuff like that. Do they have something like that? Or
no, well, the Philippines was ruled by Spain for like 100 or some years. Okay. Yeah, like so, and I think that's where the Catholicism came in, is because they're very like Catholic based. And I think they do have like a mixture of Muslim.
Okay.
Because a lot of the dances and the culture will also reflect that as well. But as far as like a really big religion, it's very Catholic, like very to the saints. I'm like, who? It's all saying who?
That's actually really crazy. That's one thing I would want to research a little more. It's just because I'm always fascinated in just finding out different like aspects of different religions and stuff like that, or even just like creation stories.
Well, they have like the association has something called the Santa Clara or Santa. It's something that's done in Old Town, where they portray like all these different saints, and it's like this what is it called? A march profession. Is that what it's called?
A march?
Yeah, it's like a PRO word. I'm not saying it right. I keep saying profession, but it's like a march of people.
A parade?
Yeah, but it's another name for it.
I don't know.
I like it's like not a proclamation. I think it's called a procession. Procession
is like that wobble in the Earth's axis. Maybe that's what it is, but I mean, procession is that thing that happens in the world, like an axis thing.
It's a circle,
like a top. It's
yeah,
like you know how a top ends up falling, and it does this weird like I'm not falling yet, but I'm still going in a circle.
Yeah,
that's procession.
Unless we're using it in the wrong context. I think that's what they say.
I know, right? We're just like, let me just define what procession is.
I went to APS. Sorry, guys.
And that still blows me away, too. It's like all this time here in Albuquerque. Like,
yeah.
Like, I've lived here in New Mexico my whole life. But, I mean, I lived in Los Lunas for quite a while. Again, up north with my grandpa for a while. In Albuquerque quite a bit. The war zone. They're all different fucking places here.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about Albuquerque is I like how the culture is like the food is amazing, but like each different part of town you're gonna experience something different, which is what I like there's like the war zone, but I feel safe. Like people are like, oh, you'd never go there, and I'm like, I feel safe going to the war zone looking like this than I do in Rio Rancho or Taylor Ranch.
What is it? Procession? I guess it is procession.
Oh, yay. Who said that?
Daniel.
Thank you so much, Daniel. You got my back, babe. Yeah.
Are you talking about the Earth's rotation too? Hell yeah. Oh, man, that's crazy. But no, I mean, those are just questions that I always ponder and ask is like, oh, man, why am I really here? And like, is there more to this? Are we in a simulation? Like,
oh, could you imagine?
It blows me away. Like, can you not? The multi-universe thing.
Yeah.
That blows me away. Do you not believe that there's multiple universes out there?
Yes, and there's multiple versions of ourselves.
Yes. So
I think so, yeah.
Like right now, like there is another podcast going on right now, but we're switched spots.
Probably, yeah.
Or just like you're not even in drag and I'm the one in drag, or every possibility you can think of is going on right now. We're lizards talking to each other in a microphone.
Well, if you think about it, like if you kind of, where does personality come from? Where does like our mood come from? Where does like all those different characteristics? So it's possible like to tap into some type of different sense of yourself that you're maybe not aware that you're kind of giving out.
You think that's so there is more to what is appealing to what we see in front of us.
Yeah. Like, because, I mean, we go to sleep, right? And so how do we know that when we wake up, we're really like, unless, you know. Yeah,
that's one of those theories where they say like, oh, you go to sleep and you dream and like so many things happen while you're sleeping that we still can't even understand. So, who knows? It scares me. Here's a question. I don't know if you're a really big drug user, but have you ever like indulged in psychedelics or anything? Like acid or mushroom?
Oh no,
at all.
I like freak out when it comes to those type of, you know, party favors, just because like I would have to be with people that are like I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because like the first time that I've ever did like Molly, I was like at a who was it? I was at my best friend's house, and it was in Vegas.
Okay.
And it like hit me when I was pissing, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." And then I was like freaking out because like, how could people do this at like the club? This would be too much stimulation.
I've never done Molly, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
It's
everyone tells me like it's not that bad. Like you'll have fun, and I'm just like, I'm so scared.
They were making fun of me because I kept going like this with this bottled water, and then I kept gritting my teeth, so they had to give me like gum.
Oh,
and then like all your creative side comes out because we were just talking about everything from like theories to why are we here, what did you want to be when you grew up, like family. It was
pretty intense.
Yeah.
Off of Molly.
It was cute.
That's crazy.
That would actually kind of be like a pretty interesting show to do, is like everybody is assigned a specific substance and you either had to incorporate that substance and then perform on that substance.
What? That idea was not. There's so many things wrong with that idea on a legal standpoint. First of all,
it would just be like an interesting experience. Like it would be controlled, but it would just be like, maybe you thought that you were not capable of doing something, and then being on the substance, you were able to do something that was like outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Well, they do say that about like other things like alcohol and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like it brings out the party ambition, or like you just liquid courage. They have that.
Oh yeah. All those boys at the club had liquid courage to see if I was a real woman.
See, so that's what I'm saying is like something our sounds like a hippie thing, but our minds are like so we can't open them to like a level of what we really are capable of understanding in this world.
Correct. Well, and I think it's because of conditioning through society.
Really?
Like we're conditioned to act specific way or be a specific gender role, or all of that stuff. And now here we're like, we have all this stuff that we're learning about, like non-binary, stuff like that, which I think back in the day it was just like, this is what you had to do and this is what it was.
Yeah. Because there's no way that I could explain any of this to my grandpa and he would get it. Like at all. Like I can be like tooth and nail, like, hey, this is how the world is now. And like,
yeah.
But he lives in the mountains and doesn't leave that little area, so he doesn't know like
how it is.
Yeah, I've shown him, like, I've been like, hey, look at the show that I've done with a bunch of drag queens and stuff, and he's just like, I don't get it. And I'm just like, what is there to get? Like, it's so bad. Like, I'm just like, God damn it. Like, why are you still alive sometimes?
Oh my God.
Jokes, people, jokes. I'm a fucking comic that sucks, okay? That's what I do. But, Daniel did mention, so precession is a slow movement of the axis of a spinning body. So, like, I guess, if you guys were doing that, you guys are, like, going through like a circle.
Yeah,
like,
they do a circle.
Yeah,
like in Old Town, they literally like go into a circle and then go into the church.
Yeah, procession.
And then the mass is a long mass.
How long? How long?
I think it's like an hour to 2 hours.
How long is the longest you've dealt with it? Like, do you like going to church?
No.
But have you been to that event with the mass?
Yeah, but I've never stayed.
Oh,
I've sat there and been like, okay. And I think that's probably why I've never gotten picked for any of those stuff too, because it's just like, no.
You're just like,
I'm not cool enough for that.
Like, you're not supporting enough.
Yeah. Well, no, like the people that I grew up with that were in the Filipino community, we kind of were like more Americanized, because at that point it wasn't really cool. But my parents were like, you need to learn your culture. Dude, let me tell you. So that was part of my joke, was my mom would tell me some fucked up shit growing up. Like, to discipline me, she would say if I got arrested or got bad grades, I would get deported.
What? That's just the way to straighten them out.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to get deported. The cop gonna come and pick you up and they're gonna take you back to the Philippines.
Philippines. And did it kind of scare you, or were you just
Yes,
like...
I was so scared when I went to jail the first time.
I went to jail too once.
Yeah, I didn't tell him.
Really?
I was and I didn't even know you can go to jail for speeding. It was for Pride, for Santa Fe Pride.
Okay.
And I was going like 110. And the guy...
Okay, Tsunami.
I know. I think that's probably why that's like the name is totally fitting, because I don't understand these things.
Wash through that city.
Well, and I was just like, just give me my ticket. And the guy was like, you're not getting a ticket. And I was like, oh, he's just playing with me. Well, it didn't hit me till I was sitting in the back of the cop car, and then we started going to the jail.
Yeah. Nice. But it was just like an overnight thing, right?
Well, no, I got out that night. My friends bailed me out. We didn't tell my parents.
Okay.
And then they I guess had found out, but they were like waiting to see how I would deal with it. Because I remember like I got into an argument with my mom, and she kept saying that, and I was like, that's not true. I've already been to jail.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to get deported. And then she was like, oh, that's not true. You can. Then when Trump got elected, she was like, yeah, she's like, Ron, you cannot get pulled over because the cops are going to deport you because of Donald Trump. And I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know if you're right this time. You might be.
She's like, you cannot travel. She was so scared because I would be traveling, and she's like, do not travel. You're going to get deported.
Oh, God.
I was like, okay, Mom.
Well, she's looking out like, like one of those immigrant ladies who's just like, oh, no, we got to stay here.
I love my parents. They were like, I think there's more supportive that I'm a drag queen than I came out as gay.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like I'm the daughter that they didn't have. So like last night when she was there, when they were saying bye, she was like, oh, I forgot your clothes. Because she had bought me dresses. I was like, oh, thanks, Mom.
That's cute. Yeah. But both of your parents are supportive?
Yeah. Like my dad's more like just go with the flow. And then my mom's very like technical.
Yeah. She's the one who's just like, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
She's bougie.
That's so awesome. Yeah. My mom always wanted a girl, but she ended up having 4 boys.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I'm the most feminine looking one. So I try to play the role as much as I can.
Yeah.
That's why they call me Angel.
Aw. Are you the youngest?
No, I'm the oldest.
Oh, shoot.
And I'm the firstborn.
So you have to set the example.
Yeah. It's horrible.
How did she figure like with you doing comedy?
She's supportive. My mom's always been a pretty supportive person.
And they live here or no?
They live in Los Lunas, so that is like 30 miles south from here.
Yeah,
something like that. They live in a small trailer park called Meadow Lake.
I've heard of that.
It's crazy. Like they have like a fourth of an acre of land, and then like when we were living there, it was like a ringy little shitty single wide trailer.
Okay. And
then now that we're all moved out and like we're all grown up, like the thing looks amazing. Like they redid the whole thing. It's been stuccoed over. They have a great porch. I'm just like, where was this when we were growing up? But I get it, my mom had me when she was super young.
Okay.
So she obviously was like a little kid when she was my age. I was already at least like 10 or 11. Like I was already like a kid. Like,
oh wow,
I wouldn't know what to do with a kid right now. So my mom, thinking of her position, I'm just like, I'll give you all the respect. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying I had the best childhood, but at least I had a childhood.
Yeah.
I could have literally been way worse off. So it's crazy life, because I'm just like, yeah, I'm so glad that I was born in poverty, because now look at me now.
That's always like the best stories, and that you can like use that for comedy and stuff like that, is whenever there was like an unfortunate situation, is you just laugh about it.
Yeah.
And then kind of get other people to laugh about it.
Makes sense. It does. It really does. Like I want to make jokes about certain things too, and I'm just like, man, I can't make jokes about my parents doing crack sometimes.
Why?
Because it's funny. Because look, it all rubbed off on me.
Do it. That's how I think that's how you kind of pushing your limits. Because I get nervous about like that too.
Yeah.
Whenever I would go on stage, is because I've had somebody tell me that I offended them, but it was because I didn't say that he was cute, but I said his boyfriend was cute. And I was like, I'm sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to you.
Conceited much? Jeez.
I was like, well, your boyfriend's a minority and you're white, so you already probably get that enough, so we need to give it up for the minority. And he was like, that's not funny. I was like, again, because you're white.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle. I don't know what the Karens are, but I would call them Kyle.
The Kyles. Yeah, or the Jareds. I can't even see that like on your screen.
You're not supposed to.
I'm like, what is it? So,
So
does the blue mean that there's those comments or the?
So the blue is the comments, and it just tells you where it's from. Like mostly all of them were from Daniel from Facebook, but then we have Aaron, and from YouTube says, "Pretty boy, you guys." That's saying thank you or hi or whatever, but I appreciate it. Oh, those damn white folks. Laugh out loud. Thank you for joining. If you have any topics or anything we can talk about, let us know. What do you else do you do for hobbies besides the Spartan and drag? Like, do you?
God, I mean, I work a lot too. Yeah, I work. So I work for Southwest Airlines, which is what helps travel.
Nice.
And I work from home in reservations. And what I like about it is the flexibility. So like I can work like till 5 a.m, or I can like take time off. But I like the benefits. And then like my schedule's usually like work, the promotion and doing all of the shows, and then doing the show, and then training for Spartan. Like the gym literally is like my social, or like my church, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like my social life is really just like being able to hang out with people like backstage and at the shows and stuff like that. That's why I always get so excited, because I'm like, yay, I get to go out of the house and hang out with people.
The meet and greet and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. And even just like hanging out with like all the comedians, the entertainers and stuff like that. I love that portion, because it's just like we're just chilling after we put on like an amazing event or show.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't really have too much of a social life.
Well, I mean, a lot of people know you, and then I was so surprised too, because today at my work, one of the people that work there was like, "Oh, you go to the Soch Club?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And they're like, "I saw a flyer with you on it," and I was like, "Yeah, I do comedy and stuff, and I got invited to do an event there." And she's like, "That's so cool. It was with Tsunami, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How do you know this?" Like, that's so crazy, because that's the thing too. I never knew about the Soch Club. It's because it's like kind of like a niche thing, you know, like membership only and stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I was just like, "Oh, that's so crazy." Like it's a small community, but yet it's not.
Yeah.
Like everyone is there. Like it's a lot of people there. Like,
yeah, I kind of like it too, because like being Tsunami is also kind of like a privilege, because it's like my public eye life, and then being Rowan is like more like my private life. Like people don't know me really as a boy as much as they do like as Tsunami. Like it was freaking hilarious, because like I had seen you guys at Revel, and then I went to Inside Out as a guy. And like Jared, Tyler, Zach, like all of them were like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I was a dude in a dress the other night."
Oh shit.
So they were like, "Oh snap!" And they're like, "Why aren't you dressed up?" I was like, "I'm gonna try to do this as a boy." And then that's when I kind of figured, "Oh, I'm just gonna be Tsunami. I think it's a lot more better, and it's good for my brand too."
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's more out there of everything.
Yeah, and I think people like enjoy that. I think it's like this shiny version of somebody that is like a beacon of hope for other people. Like being a drag queen and an entertainer, even like as a comedian, it's like you're acting out a different part of yourself that shows like vulnerability, where you can still keep a part of yourself hidden or private. Because a lot of the times, and that's what I've learned too with stand-up, is you don't necessarily have to tell the truth to like land a joke. Like there should be some sort of truth in it, but you can also kind of bend it a little bit to get like the liner or the punchline or whatever. Okay. Yeah.
I get that too, because I play off my looks too, because I go up there with the pink sweater and stuff. I'm gonna say that I'm gay, because it's the way that
I was gonna ask you that. You always have that pink hoodie, and I'm like, did he not shower today?
That's like my uniform.
Okay.
I just want to go up there with something everyone can recognize me as. Like we can all go up there as Tsunami.
Oh, no. Well, because like I noticed that too. Like, okay, so like you have that, and then Tyler usually has like a hat.
Yeah, like a backwards hat.
Yeah, it's always like a backwards hat. I've never seen him not with the hat on.
Looks like Pete Davidson. Yeah, he does that. We know.
And then like Caleb goes up there looking kind of like a bum.
You think so?
Kind of, but like it's like a cool looking like swag kind of bum. Like, what's up, guys?
Okay.
I'm here to make you laugh. And then his voice, like when I hear him talk, because it's kind of high pitched, I'm like, oh, this dude is really good and he's hilarious. Yeah.
Who else?
What
does Jared look like?
Jared just looks like a teddy bear. Like he just looks like that kind of like typical kind of like, I just got my cool like, t-shirt and then jeans.
Okay.
And it's like his style's like very high energy, and I love how he's like starts low and then the higher the voice, like the higher the joke.
Yeah.
Is what I've noticed.
Where it's
with
like,
him.
there's a punchline coming up.
Yes. Yeah, and oh my god, like I was so proud that he like whipped my ass at the roast.
That's so sick.
And that was crazy.
I feel so.
You're in the front row. You're like, oh my god.
I feel so bad too because the last joke I gave to him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Because like we were just talking and like I don't know, I think I'm a pretty good roast writer because like that whole everybody that is on the list for this week or for this month's roast battle, I've already written 5 jokes for all of them.
Okay.
Everybody, like you and the person you're going against, Tyler and Josh, like just so I have the skills for when I get better at it and I can do more. Like, not all of them are hitters and not all of them are the best. But again, that's that practice with joke writing, being able a little bit more disciplined where I'm seeing the pen and paper. Yeah. I write it out and then I thought about it and I'm just like, oh yeah, that does sound dumb. Maybe it's because I shouldn't put that word in there or this should be there. So those little things have helped. But when because I didn't think he was going to do it. Because he even talked about, he's like, yeah, it's we'll see. And then like the fact that it was the last joke and it hit so perfect, I was just like, oh my god, I'm not a failure. Yes, it made me feel so good. So it was like Jared nailed it too, his presentation and everything was so perfect. And then you have the best sport about it. Like you can always just be like, what the hell? Roast battle, more like fuck this place. Like there's so many different ways that it could have gone, but it went so amazing. Like, and
everybody was like, your guys' roast was probably like one of the better ones of the evening. It was so entertaining. But I think it's because like me and Jared also respect each other, and honestly roasting is an art form in itself. Because there are some roasts where I've seen like on YouTube, because I was researching it like in New York, they're brutal. Like they'd be like, "Oh, your so and so dad died," and
with no dick.
Yeah, like I was all, "Oh my lord." Okay.
So taking that aspect into account it's there.
Yeah,
it's a roast. I mean, I love how if you offend somebody or the crowd gets offended, you have to kind of remind them like it's a fucking roast.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it so many times on like Comedy Central roast of celebrities, where like somebody says a joke and the crowd is just like, oh, and then the guy's like, fuck you guys, it's a roast, like this is what we do.
Yeah.
So I love that aspect. And then you brought it too, you did it as well.
Yeah.
So I hope you bring it back again.
I'm thinking if we should do a Albuquerque versus Santa Fe.
Okay.
I think it would be like or even Albuquerque versus Denver or Colorado. That was actually a good one that Billy Joe was talking about, and she could say like it could be a battle of like red versus green chili.
Okay.
I'm like, girl.
Because I saw somebody post that it was supposed to be El Paso and
Albuquerque.
That
would be a good one too. Like we could do that.
One.
Yeah. Who did I talk to about that? I had said something about that. I know that the drags are doing that right now.
Okay.
Like there's an Albuquerque versus El Paso drag battle.
Nice.
And that's next weekend.
Here or there?
In El Paso. Yeah.
It's a bigger stage with more people, right?
It is a bigger stage. I think that both of the teams have tremendous talent. Like I know entertainers from both, and I've worked with both of them too. But it'll be a really, really good battle. I'll be in Florida, so I'm like, I can't do it.
What are you gonna be doing in Florida?
Spartan.
Oh.
Now that my ankle is okay after the show last night, and I was able to tumble, I'm like, okay, I'm healed. Yeah.
How long do you train, and how many events are there?
So this one is a whole weekend. So the Saturday event is beast, which is a 21K and 30 obstacles. So as long as you're working out consistently, it's okay. But I'm not doing it on a competitive level. I'm doing it just to make sure I can finish the race and complete all the obstacles, which I have not yet done. To complete all the obstacles because they're hard. Like I'm like, I am not a capoeira ninja, bitch. Like I can't do
Is
this.
it like a lot of like flexibility?
It's a lot of climbing. It's a lot of like you have to use your core, and then there's stuff that like has a wall that's like this, and you have to like go against the wall like that.
You're not training to fight Persians?
No, I'm not training to fight Persians, but that's what it feels like.
Spartan Training. I mean, I would hope.
They make you do like a bucket carry, so you carry like a bucket full of rocks, and then there's like a sandbag.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Dang.
I just look at it as like I'm training for the zombie apocalypse.
How much more do you feel? Are you almost to finish it?
Well, I could finish a race, but I haven't completed like all the obstacles. So my goal is to actually be able to do the obstacles and then complete a race, and then I would go into a competitive.
Do you do that all in the spans of the 3 days? Or 1 day, 5 days? Like, how does that work?
So the first race is the Saturday, which is the longest, and it's like a half marathon. And then the second day, you have 2 races back to back. So you do a 10K with 25, and then a 5K after. Like you have an hour or rest with a 5K and then 20 obstacles.
Damn.
Yeah.
Beast.
And then you get like a special like little medal. So you get 3 medals for all 3, and then you get like a special giant medal for like actually doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, it would be cool is like to be able to do it on a competitive level and be like a professional, drag queen, a professional athlete, and then a professional comic. And then I want to be a flight attendant.
And a flight. What else is she going to throw in there, folks?
So that's like my ultimate, what was that? Spartan, comedian, drag queen, and flight attendant. So 4. That's 4.
Okay, well, this is a great segue into this then. What is your plans for the future? Like in comedy, in drag, in being a fitness, in flight attending, in hand modeling. I don't know what you want to do, but what do you plan? What is your plan? And people are always like, don't do the whole 5-year plan or don't think far ahead. But do you have ambitions or do you have something you're trying to strive for?
I don't have like a specific goal, but I do have like stuff where I want to be like, I want to be a flight attendant. I used to try to do stuff where it would be like in a timeline, but the problem with that is I would lose focus on other stuff that was important. Okay. So I'm just like, if it feels right at the moment, then I'm going to just go for it, As far as comedy, I would love to be like Bianca Del Rio is one of my inspirations. She's a stand-up comedian and she does a lot of insult comedy, which isn't necessarily my thing, but I would like to get to her level of comedy where I can tour stadiums, sell out stadiums, theaters, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And still perform and be able to do, flips and stuff like that too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you, so knowing a little bit more about the comedy thing, do you think it's going to be the whole you have to grind for the 10-year thing, or are you going to be like, I love like the niches and stuff, like you have the drag queen stuff, so that helps you in the door with getting another audience to go to the comedy shows or do that kind of stuff. Like, I mean,
and everybody freaked out that I could sing. What the hell?
I mean, that's what I love about too, is like if you're pretty talented at one thing, you kind of have multiple talents in a lot of other things. Like it just kind of branches off, or you've done it before. To that sense.
I think you just really have to grind, and there's gonna be a point to where you're grinding so hard that it just pays off one day, whether that be 3-4 years to the 10 years. I think that it's hard to say that if it is going to be 10 years, because that means to me that if you're doing the same thing and you're not getting the results that you want, then there's something that has to change. Okay. That's the way that like I see it. Like, do they say like for comedy that you have to grind for 10 years and then
nobody, this is what they say. Nobody that's ever been as famous as they are didn't have to do the dirty grind for 10 years. Like it's this magic number that they keep throwing out. It's crazy. It's not entirely true, because there are other comics that have done stuff in like 5, 4, couple years and all, but
right.
they say 10 is the magic number. Like once you've done 10 years of comedy consistently, it's going to be smooth sailing after that because you've put in so much grind and effort. And it makes sense because if you think about it, when you practice for the Spartan training, you can literally do push-ups at your house every day.
Right.
Every hour. You can always do those push-ups. But when you try in comedy, you only get 5 minutes at an open mic. So you have to do that 5 minutes and then wait for the next day to do another 5 minutes. So now you've done 10 minutes of comedy.
Okay.
When at home, you've literally done 6 hours of push-ups in one day.
Right.
But it takes just 1 week to do 25 minutes of comedy.
Oh, comedy?
Yeah, so that's where the grind and stuff is. It's hard. It sounds,
that makes sense.
Sounds difficult. I can be just talking shit out of my ass, but that's what I've seen. That's what I've read. There's so many comedians out there that say that that's the magic number and stuff too.
That's crazy. I never actually think of it like that, but I think it's also because I'm pretty new in the game. And I depend a lot on like the crowd or whatever to get my material.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see like if you were to be able to do like an hour set, like I've studied like Ali Wong is one of my big things. And I kind of see how, okay, well, she builds her punchlines and always comes back and refers to them. And she takes her time delivering like these massive stories and then it like builds and then it's just like laughter, laughter, laughter. And then it comes back.
That makes sense. Have you ever heard of a thing called LPM?
No.
It's called laughters per minute.
Oh, is that how they measure?
So technically in a 1 minute comedy set, like if you're doing comedy in 1 minute, you should be able to get 4 to 6 laughs in that 1 minute.
Okay.
So you're telling a joke and you're just like, yeah, my mom's always telling me that I'm a loser, blah, 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 Pokemon. Ha, 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 ha. If you don't get that laugh within that small time frame, then it doesn't count for the whole minute. So they actually count how many laughs they get in a minute.
That's crazy.
And you're supposed to 4 to 6. It's crazy. You can do the long jokes.
Right.
But even those long jokes where they're telling a story, they have those laughs per minute in between where you're just like, I'm telling this giant story about me living with my grandpa. He's kind of a racist. Ha, ha, ha. Still telling the joke. Because he only dates white women. Ha, ha, ha. Inside of this long joke, there's those little jokes that make it funny that are those laughs. It's crazy. Like, it's horrible. But then you have somebody like Buck D.
Oh, yeah.
He will literally say that's bullshit. It's like, that is stupid. You're funny because you're funny, and you go up there and be yourself, and you can do it because you're funny, not because you're counting the laughs and you're making sure that your timing is correct. Like,
but Buck D does a lot of stuff on the fly too, huh?
He's a natural kind of off the cuff kind of dude. But it's so crazy to think about all these.
But it's like,
of it.
I wish like, which I don't know if it's possible because I haven't seen it. Like, because I haven't been to like well, you went to the show at the casino. How was that? Like, how long of a time did you guys get?
That was good. I got 10 minutes.
Okay.
That was good. It was kind of bad, though, because there was a lot of drunk hecklers in the audience.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, and technically, what Zach said, that was probably the lowest amount of people at that show compared to all the other ones he's done, just because of, like, it was cold that night. It was Black Friday. Like, it was weird timing. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. But it was they still got the vibe. There's still people laughing at jokes and stuff too. So it's actually a great little venue and stuff like that. But it's so far away too. Like, I'm going past Santa Fe and I'm just like,
because it's like, isn't it between Santa Fe and Espanola?
Yeah.
Cities. Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Powake, Powake tribe or the Powake reservation.
See, and I think the most time I've ever done was like 10 minutes, and even 10 minutes is still like a lot.
Like, do you feel like you have a solid 10 minutes, or was it kind of pushing a little?
It is pushing a little because it depends on the crowd.
Yeah,
like, if it's a bigger crowd, I can probably do a good 15 to 20 minute set. Where if it's like 5 people, and if I don't have like written material, you can only do so much with 5 people when it comes to like a story or a joke.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I kind of look at it as like, what can I relate to the audience that they can laugh about or that they get? So whenever I've done hosting, like I'll ask like, oh, we have some lesbians or whatever. And then I'm like, oh, did you guys meet at Lowe's or Home Depot or something? And then we kind of go off of all the stereotypes. And it's funny because they're the ones that are usually telling the story, and I'm just sitting there commenting on it, and people crack up laughing.
Yeah. Are you two a couple? And then they'll be like, yeah. Then you go off of that.
Yeah. And then even the gays, they'll be like, well, gay people obviously can't have stable relationships like lesbians, and just kind of just talk shit.
That makes sense. It's more off the cuff stuff. And again, that's so cool. You have that. Like I feel so nervous. I'm gonna go start to talk shit to this person. I'm just like, god damn it.
Well, and then sometimes like it has backfired. Sometimes like there was an event where the girl, and I think it wasn't I was trying to be disrespectful, but I just didn't understand what she meant about being non-binary. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, girl. I was like, normally if I called somebody an it back in my day, I would have got punched in the face because that was rude. And she's like, no, I'm an it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the girl that she was with thought it was funny. But she was like,
see, you were still joking with it. Yeah. You're just going with it.
Well, and then I even told her, I was like, hey, I'm so sorry if I came off like, disrespectful, but I did it after. And then she was just like, oh, no, it's fine. Because I told her, I was like, I really didn't know, but yeah.
Well, you live and you learn. We live and we love.
We live and we learn.
What is that quote? Live, love, pray. Right? No, I don't know.
I think that's like a book.
I don't know. Stop judging me.
With Julia Roberts. I love Julia Roberts.
She said that. She's the one that said that. I do not. So we've been here for an hour and a half.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just chilling, talking. A couple more comments from the Aaron Yangis. Pretty boy, it's the blonde half hair with me. Haha. I'm like his family. I don't know what that means.
Oh, that was so he's talking about the Pretty Boy star. He was there last night. Like he usually helps the girls from Blackout, which is like another drag troupe. He was in the back with like the little blonde streak. He usually helps.
I know. Hey, what's up? I know what you're talking about. I'm so bad. I hate how bad I am with people sometimes. Like,
I have to have an identifier.
I feel so. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you for joining. It's so bad. All right, Tsunami. Let my fans know where they can find you. Social media sites. Do you have anything coming up that you want to promote? Anything?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you guys can find me on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram. It should be under Ro Velasco on Facebook, and then Instagram ROAKA Sue TSU.
You need to change that.
I don't know how to do all that. And then as far as gigs, I'll be performing tomorrow, defending my title. So that's going to be a difficult show tomorrow. I'm kind of nervous.
What?
I'm defending my title for Rusty Rutherford's first comedy battle.
Yeah, the first Friday.
Yeah, first Fridays at Tractor. And then Saturday, we're going to be doing Drag Bingo at Tractor, which is benefiting the Albuquerque Habitat for Humanity. And then Sunday morning, we'll have Hash and Lash Sugar and Spice Drag Bingo at Hollow Spirits. And then Sunday night, we're going to be at Sidewinders for Patty May's birthday. And then I think next Wednesday we're at Revel, right? We're doing Revel next Wednesday for the roast battles. Are you battling somebody?
No.
How come you don't get in on it?
Everyone says I should ask, but I feel like they still don't like me as well as I think they
No,
do.
you could do it. You can do it.
Yeah, I know I can. I'll fucking murder. But
And then are you doing the Gong one too?
Yeah, that one I'm gonna do.
Okay, so yeah, we're doing the Gong one on the 22nd, which is the following Wednesday.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then the last one I think is the 29th. Which Amar's that's at Revel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be like recorded and televised.
Oh yeah, that show.
Yeah.
That should be so.
So we're excited.
There's a lot of things coming up, people. You guys make sure to tune in, follow all social media sites. You know what to do, guys. You guys are awesome. MuseMeTV episode 177 in the books. Thanks again, Tsunami.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I had a
awesome.
good time.
Heck yeah. Thank you again, everybody. If you're watching, like, subscribe, Google MuseMeTV. I'll be one of the first things that pops up. You guys are awesome. Peace. I'll see you later. Bye. 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 Later. You guys are awesome. Bye. Bye. Bye.